It's all coming together now. Last night was a massive success for our effort. Using my knowledge of Axolaris military infrastructure, I planned an attack against the largest military deposit on the planet. For 3 days, we traveled from our base at... Almost got me to reveal the base location. Nice try. We traveled under the cover of night for 3 days to get to the location just outside Shingarten. To avoid being seen, we would find places to hide during the day. Since there would be a patrol of Axolarian troops scanning the area, we had to make sure that we would be safe. Ever since they dropped that bomb, it's been impossible to go out without seeing an Axolarian soldier. We had a close call on our last day of travel when some soldiers got close to the bush we were hiding in. One of them thought there was something off with how the branches weren't really moving with the wind like the rest of them were. We were too crammed in for it to move organically, as our sudden freezing when they got close didn't help anything either. Thankfully, it was late into their shift, and the rest of the squad went to go home so they didn't have to deal with, quote, the ramblings of a tired soldier. So, we got by narrowly. I don't remember the last time I've been that stressed. Oh my god. Other than the bomb. After that, we counted the seconds until it was dark enough to safely travel the rest of the way to the deposit. Minutes after the sunset, we darted from our bush for the final mile to the location. We scaled the 10-foot walls, using my specially crafted licorice ropes to climb. We expertly navigated between ground patrols, sniper towers, and spotlights. We were able to siphon off a total of a third of their supplies, which not only greatly weakens their firepower, but also brings our own power much closer to that of the States. It was an almost completely flawless mission. That is, until an alarm was tripped. After we cleared the outer wall, a spotlight caught sight of the licorice rope that we had used to escape before we could pull it back up. I told my team to take off behind me, and I climbed back up that wall. Sirens wailing, spotlights flailing. I stood atop of the wall and stared down at them. I stared back upon with glazed-over eyes filled with shock, horrified looks, and those with a fire for revenge in their heart. But no one fired. Seconds felt like hours before I stretched my arms out to my sides, smirked, and fell backwards over the wall. My fall being broken by the coiled licorice rope below. I cackled as I fell, feeling happy to have completed my part of the true plan. That's right. This was only part of the plan. I needed to know if my dad was alive. So I devised a plan. If he was alive, there is no chance he wasn't being monitored 24/7 in case I made contact with him. So I knew I couldn't be the one to do so. I dispatched Furian General Clay Planter to track down any evidence of my dad's survival. After all, there was still a chance that he had survived that bomb. What General Planter uncovered almost made me sick. Not only had my father survived, he was working for the council. God. I was so scared. I desperately wanted to reach out to him to try to talk with him, but how could I do that when he might be against me too now? After all, we were on the same side at the start of this, and I've now joined the rebels. It was just a risk I had to take. So, it was determined that I would cause a distraction at Gratiamonia, the largest Axolarian military storage facility, which was sure to draw all the attention there, especially if I made a big spectacle of my survival. I wasn't sure how many would know I survived the assassination attempt, so I had to make it impressionable. That's right, getting caught was part of the plan. Once the call was made to chase us down, General Planter moved in on my dad, who was working in his office at the time. He put up almost no fight, and very willingly followed Planter after he revealed that I was alive and wanted to talk to him. Our ships moving to converge in the night, my group expertly evaded being discovered as we sped across the countryside. Since there is less need to hide our movements, we made no attempts to be sneaky. Plus, there are all the new munitions we had to tow, so we could travel by horseback instead of foot this time. We made it back to our base just before sunrise, and before my dad. I hadn't told my mom yet about the plan, and I was hoping to do so before he arrived. But moments after my own arrival, and as the sun rose over the entrance of the base, his silhouette appeared before me. I was still unsure how he was going to approach me, so I stood on guard as he charged at me, quickly softening in his familiar embrace. Crying tears I didn't realize I had been holding on to. My mom heard the commotion and ran to see what was going on. When she saw the two of us, she cried out a wail that could have been heard for miles. The relief in her cries, the feeling of all being together once again. My family, what I thought was destroyed by war, was now whole once again. And for a brief moment, I was no longer the traumatized, disabled general anymore, but again a little girl, hope in my eyes, staring up at my parents without a fear in the world. I must have cried for hours in their arms, none of us wanting to be the first to pull away. But eventually the fight has to continue. I sat down with my dad to explain what had happened with myself and my mom in the past year, which is when he revealed that after the bomb went off, he thought he lost everything. He believed myself and my mom to have died, and he wasn't going to take the destruction of his life laying down. He decided that he wanted to be the proverbial thorn in their paw, delaying things like graduations, enlistments, losing paperwork, the whole works. He wanted to make their lives as hard as he possibly could without getting caught. And all for us. I can't believe my family's okay. Like, years ago, my dream was to be an idol. A week ago, my dream was just that my family would be okay again. I thought I had lost both of them, but instead, they can hold their baby girl again. I'm so happy, Chad. I hope I might be able to finally sleep tonight too. I want to sleep in their bed tonight, I think. If I can be honest, I'm a little surprised the plan worked. I felt like it was kind of crazy. But I think sometimes those crazy plans are the ones that work. This is the day I have dreamed of for over a year now. Happy days, chat! I'm gonna spend some time with my family. Whoa. That feels weird to say. I can't wait to tell you more, chat. Stay well, and make sure to tell those you love that you love them.